Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So I wanted to make an updated video for my Clashfronts teams for free to play and pay to win. After the first week of testing, I have made some modifications to both lineups, but they are pretty slight. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it with the free to play teams. So for the team number 1, it is going to be the same core heroes, which will be Hewynn buffing up Siren, Pheromore buffing up Lily May, Ravion going to buff up both of them, and then we also have Divine Favor spell for even more buffing onto these allies in the back. And of course, we also have the Snow Stomper, Phantomel, who will take an enemy Lily May interruption if needed, so that Siren will freely be able to get off his ultimate. This is a very strong and solid team. You'll want to have Ravion at Mythic Plus or higher. If you don't have Ravion, you can replace in the team for a Damien or even for Leica, depending on which hero you have. But these are just some different replacement options you can try for this team, but you want to definitely complete the Wild faction here, and Ravion is the best for powering up Siren and Lily May even further. So this is good. Team number 2, so it is the same team formation positioning as I recommended in the previous week, but I think Blood Moon spell definitely is the winner for this Shamira team, because 3 seconds into the match, the whole team is going to get the Blood Moon spell attack buff, and that means when Shamira is outside of the box, she will already have that attack buff running, and that's why this is preferred to other artifact choices. Other than that, the team is the same. We have Pandora in front of Nero to give the charms onto Nero. Nero charms onto Shamira. It's like a chain over here, and then we have Ludovic healing up everyone pretty much from the beginning of the match, and Damon buffing up Shamira. So this is basically going to be our team number 2, which is really solid. So moving on to team number 3, we have the same Iron Almas Tassi team with Bonnie for debuff and Satrana, further spreading those debuffs onto the enemy team and reducing their vitality as well. Now this is a very strong team. However, I think for this week I did some testing in duel, and I recommend the Grove Trap spell for this week for a couple of reasons. Number 1, you're going to have 2 immediate ultimates at the beginning of the match, Snow Stomper and Iron. If the opponent has a Lily May, then you'll only get the Iron ultimate off, but basically you're going to get a head start on stacking the Grove Trap spell. You need to get 5 ultimates to trigger one effect, and definitely over the course of this match you are probably going to be triggering 5 ultimates. Usually Bonnie, Satrana, or Almas will cast an ultimate, followed by Tassi, maybe casting 1 or 2 ultimates. So you're definitely going to be triggering the active effect of Grove Trap spell, which is going to reduce haste of enemies, reduce their defenses, and help Tassi solo a bit more effectively in the end. And also, I think the stat distribution of this artifact is really good. With the defense penetration 9.8, that's basically going to cause the Bonnie and Satrana dot damage, and eventually Tassi damage as well, to hit even harder. So that's why I'm going to recommend the Grove Trap spell, although Soothe Rain spell is a good alternative as well. If you wanted to run that, it's a bit more defensive, and Grove Trap is a bit more offensive. And just an important thing about the positioning, you just want to make sure Bonnie doesn't get jumped by an enemy Silvina, and usually Silvinas in their Clashfronts formations will have Silvina on a rearmost tile to jump a rearmost hero. So I just make sure that my rearmost heroes are going to be not Bonnie or not Satrana, because Silvina can shut down Bonnie and Satrana, preventing them from casting their debuff. And finally, if you don't have Satrana built at all, you can consider running Damien in this comp as well. Damien fits the comp of the idea of this, like, basically team, because he will be able to stall as well. He'll have the healing and haste buff. He will be able to keep respawning himself, and Tassi is going to be on the field for a while, like stalling out the enemy and eventually cleaning them up. So Damien will also fit here. However, Satrana is much more offensive, and also those debuffs are much better at actually killing a lot of enemy teams. Damien is much more slow and stall strategy, but it is an option if you don't want to use Satrana on this team. Okay, so moving on to team number 4, this is the Baelran team. Now, if you have Baelran, then I think this is a really good team you can run. If you want to replace Baelran for Harok, you can also do the same thing. Harok will work in a team like this well as well. So you can run Harok here as well, but Baelran definitely I think is more suited to this comp, because this is a healing focused comp. And also you're going to notice we have an artifact change compared to the previous week, because now Pack Bond spell is even free to play accessible from the season milestones, and this is definitely the best artifact to be running in a Baelran team. The health, the vitality, the haste, and then most importantly the effect of this, which is going to cause damage sharing. So not any one of your heroes is going to be burst and nuked down quickly. You're going to rather share the damage and be able to sustain, and is really effective with healing, because healing is also going to be like basically there's some splash healing effect from the Pack Bond spell. So we're gonna have Rowan to energy to health potion boost the Baelran to get up to Ascension as quickly as possible. We have the Illusion Fresco further giving damage reduction and some shield to the Baelran. We have the Twins further healing Baelran and buffing him up with the Stellar Bond buffs. And then we have Hewynn, who is going to be some immediate healing at the beginning of the match from her skills, and once you can cast her ultimate, that's massive healing and damage reduction. Now, if your Hewynn is not not built at all, then you should probably not run Hewynn here. But if your Hewynn is like Mythic Plus, Supreme Plus, I would probably recommend running here. But like, let's say you don't have that, you can definitely still run Damien. Damien is fine if you still have him available. He's still a healer and haste buffer. And you can even run Smokey here. Smokey is actually really good in this team if he doesn't get crowd control. However, the problem is, of course, the enemy, if they're running an Iron team, if they're any Theta or Siren type team, they're going to crowd control you quickly, and then Smokey doesn't get much value. But if Smokey is not crowd controlled, Smokey's going to get up a lot of healing and value for your team as well. So Smokey can work, but really Hewynn is going to be the best suited here, and she is overall still considered a free-to-play hero, and that's why I'm recommending her, but we did talk about the replacements you can run. So overall, this is going to be very solid, very strong team, and should be run if you have these heroes built. Okay, then finally, team number 5 is going to be the Silvina Maulers team. Now, I still think this is a good team option. You have Coco Charms boosting the melee damage and tankiness of Shakir. You have Thorin further providing tankiness for Shakir. You have Mikola as well, who is going to get the Honor Arena set up. And you're going to have these 3 melee heroes running into the front line, and eventually maybe even Lone Gaze and Silvina getting into this Honor Arena to control that for your team and get the attack buff. And then we also have Seismic Spell to try and delay the opponent from entering the Honor Arena and also lock them down for the first 5 seconds. And hopefully that will be enough time for Silvina and the Lone Gaze together to get a kill on a backline target. That is the idea here. And it's using heroes which you would all have kind of upgraded and left over. And it does have a good like melee sort of bruiserish comp here, so this is definitely going to be a strong option. If you didn't want to run Silvina, you could definitely run a hero like Lenya if you wanted to, and in which case I would probably have Lenya getting all of these buffs rather than Shakir, and Lenya would do really well here as well. However, Silvina is also really good, and I think more people probably have Silvina built up compared to Lenya, although Lenya is great here as well, so Lenya is definitely a good option. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for the free-to-play teams, and before we move on to the pay-to-win teams, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus Dragon Crystals on your purchase. Now for the pay-to-win teams, they're going to be pretty similar, however there are some adjustments which we're going to be going through. Okay, so for team number 1, I'm bringing out Diurnal. So already Diurnal is really strong in a wild comp because you have heroes like Lenya and also Ravion to give the temporary buffs to the Diurnal, and then we have the Divine Favor as well. Lily May for interruption, and she's also going to benefit a lot from all of these temporary buffs. She's going to hit like a truck. And then we also have, for example, Snow Stomper to take an enemy Lily May interruption. Theodore is going to be energy boosting, giving crit to Diurnal. He is gonna hit like the hardest thing has ever hit before, and he's also gonna get a Supreme Plus skill upgrade down, so that's why another reason I wanted to run him here. However, like I mentioned in previous videos, Siren is also a good option you can run rather than Diurnal. You can run Siren behind Theodore rather than Diurnal. Arguably, that is even better because then you have like an almost immediate crowd control from Siren. It is a very strong team. However, Diurnal is going to be, you should make use of him if you have him built. And so there we have basically this team lineup. Okay, team number 2 is going to be the Pandora Schmear team, which I'm recommending. Or for the free-to-play lineup as well, because Pandora Schmear does really well. It will allow Schmear to come out of the box 4 seconds into the match, and she's going to come in guns blazing with the Blood Moon spell, with the Neurocharm bonus, with the Daemon buff, with the Pandora attack buff. Like, she is going to hit like an absolute truck as well. Of course, if the enemy has a Dunlinger, that is a problem. If they have Lily May, no problem, because we have Neuro to take that interruption. So overall, this is very strong as well. Okay, team number 3 is going to be a new, different sort of, rather than the Tossie Iron comp for the free-to-play lineup, this is going to be the more standard Igor, Bonnie, Satrana dot comp, and this is overall going to be stronger in my opinion, because you have Igor to stall out after you apply all the dots to enemies, and we also have Siren to block the enemy artifact, to deal high damage once he can get off his ultimate, and also to spread the Bonnie debuff. So like, this is going to be very, very good. We have this Pack Bond spell as well. I think it's going to be the best for this team because it gives vitality that increases the shielding value of the Kalin, and then also it's just going to cause more damage sharing of the team, which I think is beneficial. Although Soothe Rain spell is definitely a good alternative. Soothe Rain always will work in these stall oriented dot comps, but I think Pack Bond will be good for that initial survival, and then Igor hopefully will just stall out and win us the fight. Then we have team number 4 is going to be, it's almost the same heroes, but it doesn't have the Igor here because we moved Igor to team number 3. So this is going to be a obviously very pay-to-win team. You have Dunlinger, who is going to allow Saida to ultimate. We have Rainier, who's going to position swap the Saida and also give the charm bonus. Undecided. We have Athalia also on the Stellar Bond. We have the Twins to be buffing up both Dunlinger and Athalia. Twins will not be able to cast their ultimate because Dunlinger is blocking it, but Saida is the only one we want to cast ultimate. And then we have a bunch of other heroes grouped up around the Rainier, so that if for whatever reason they don't have a hero on this rearmost tile for Rainier to swap, he can swap one of the other heroes and still get value. And then we have Raycage spell just for some more lockdown crowd control, which I think can be good for this team, because other than, like, this team doesn't have crowd control of its own, so have, like, these crowd control oriented artifacts I think are best used on a team that doesn't already have crowd control to begin with. For example, like even the team number 3 that we showed, this is really good with the seismic spell but we have Siren here who will provide some crowd control. Okay, now team number 5 is going to be the Cryonia, Kulu, Rowan team, also pay to win team. But I think, so this is the important thing. We talked about in the previous video I made of Clashfronts, seismic spell giving range defense buff, Kulu giving range defense buff. We have the Rowan giving range defense buff from his charms. So Cryonia is going to have massive range defense buff. Okay, and then we're gonna have the wall up. So the only way to get to the Cryonia will be some assassin, or it will be range damage, and Cryonia has a lot of buffing for range damage. Then we also have Scarlita for like another basically fail safe in case Cryonia does take a fatal blow. Hopefully she will trigger and protect that Cryonia, and you're just trying to buy enough time for Cryonia to cast ultimate. A bit of an issue with this team is that you're relying on, so the Rowan energy potion will go to Kulu, and Kulu's gonna get an ultimate off just in the first 2 or 3 seconds. If the enemy has a Lily Maid, they will interrupt your Kulu, which is what we want to happen. But then you're just waiting, buying time for like 9 seconds, and then that is when Cryonia will be able to cast your ultimate naturally, because we don't have any other major energy boosting here. The potion is going to be eaten up by Kulu, the energy potion, so Cryonia won't get it, but it is good because we need to take that Lily Maid interruption. We always need a plan for that, right? And then we have the real Fresto giving energy recovery to Cryonia. So overall, those are the top teams I have come up with for pay to win for this week. I did some experimentation in the previous week, so I think these are the refined best choices I currently have. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section down below. If there's any other teams that work for you, feel free to share them. That is much appreciated as well. And if you guys are not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.